What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Addicted to Madden channel. Got some more gameplay for you. Got some Detroit Lions gameplay. And since this game is in Detroit, I felt it was appropriate to put some Dilla music in the background for this video. So not that completely unrelated to Madden, but Dilla is one of my favorite hip hop producers ever. So I have a lot of his stuff, and I love it. But anyways, back to the game. Going up, this is the first time I've seen Detroit this year, and like I said, because of all the variety that I'm seeing in what teams people are using, I'm going to go ahead and just try to make a video against each team, and I think I'll be able to do that. I mean, it might get hard when it comes to teams like the Texans and stuff like that, or the Jaguars, just because they're so bad that nobody may want to use them, especially in a ranked game, because nobody wants to risk losing, which is why last year a lot of the time you saw everybody using the Seahawks and the Niners, because that was almost an automatic win for most people, unless you were really bad. But I haven't seen that this year. I haven't even seen the Niners yet. I have not played against anyone yet using the Niners, and I've only played against the Seahawks one time. So we'll see. Hopefully I can do that, but I won't make any promises, but that's my plan. So I ended up with the ball first, and I hate getting the ball first in Madden because I can't control the clock when I get the ball first. When you get the ball to begin the next half, you can control the game a lot more, I feel. And I feel like usually when that's the case, I win those games when I don't get the ball first. When I do get the ball first, I usually don't win those games unless I'm playing against someone that's making a lot of mistakes and they're making lots of turnovers, in which case then it does allow me to control the clock more because I simply have more possessions than them. But otherwise, usually when I get the ball first, I don't win. So I hate it when I get the ball first. And this guy here was a really good player, actually. He was the perfect example of why I don't like getting the ball first, because he was good. He was able to move down the field, and he drove right down the field, no mistakes, and just scored a touchdown. So, I did a good job of milking the clock when I first got it. I took up the first pretty much quarter and a half, and this guy pretty much played man the whole game. And even though I know and I have a lot of good man beating plays, it's still, I guess I just wasn't calling the right ones, because I didn't move the ball as easily as I would have hoped, so I had to punt it, but with only 40 seconds to go, and he did a lot of screens, and I'm glad that screens aren't as money of a play this year as they used to be, because it used to be all you needed to do was just throw screens. He gets that bomb, and again, I hate it when I get bombed like that. I truly hate it. It just seems like such an effortless thing to do. And I know that, it's Megatron, and it was one-on-one coverage, so it's not like it's unrealistic or anything like that. I don't know, I just hate it when I give up that much yardage all in one play, and it just seems like, and the thing is that's kind of all this guy did. Even though I will say that he was a good player, that's all he pretty much did was just screens and bombs, and you see this here at the end of the half, he just throws a Hail Mary, and guess what? Megatron actually catches it, but luckily he caught it at the 2-yard line and not an actual touchdown. So he has the lead and he gets the ball. So he is in complete control here. It's going to be tough for me to win this game. But I get the sack right there, and whenever I get the sack, I'm hoping for the sack fumble, but I usually don't get it. But right there, he throws another screen, which I actually do a good job of stop. In fact, he lost yardage on that screen. So then right there, I really would have appreciated the pick, but I did manage to stop him. So that gives me a chance to tie this game up. And again, though, he will still, even if I do manage to tie the game up, he will still have the ball and the chance to get the lead again, with probably more control of the clock than what I have. And I would rather be the one that has the ball when it's tied, because then I can control the game like that. But he ends up with the, but like I said, nothing you can do about it. There is no coin flip like there used to be. So, and I guess the reason why they did that was because of the whole thing with like if whatever whatever the call is, and he gets the pick right there. That was a computer pick, and it was. I mean, I shouldn't have thrown that route because that's more of a zone route when the running back comes out of the backfield and does that little V cut. That's really more of a zone route than it is a man route. But I felt like I had him beat, and so I tried to throw it, but it got picked. But I ended up making up for it right here, and I get the user pick up against Megatron. I'm surprised they gave me that, but they did. So I hit him with the veer here, and going back to what I was talking about, it took away the coin toss, and I think it's because when you go into overtime, usually it's the same. Whatever the it usually ends up landing on whatever it was to begin the game. So if it ends up heads when you first call, when you first call the coin flip, then it's going to be heads again for the for overtime. And I guess so they got rid of that so that you wouldn't clue in on that. So you can call the coin flip for overtime, as you saw in my last video, but you can't call it for the beginning of the game. They just sort of pick it for you. And I don't know, I guess it's fair. I don't know. I mean, I usually like I said, I usually would have left it kick first, and I feel like more often than not I somehow get that. I end up kicking most of the time. So I guess it's fair. I can't really complain, when it doesn't go my way, but because I know it's not going to go my way every single game. But it's just something I noticed. So right there was another near pick. There's only 40 seconds left in the fourth, but like I said, I was able to milk this clock down and basically control this game. So it's either going to be a tie. I'm going to lose by a touchdown or I'm going to tie it up. So I managed to run it in there with Cam. He's only got 13 seconds left. We got a tie game going here. So as usual, I knew he was going to do another, throw to Megatron, and I probably should have gone cover 2 there, but I didn't. But I learned from my mistake, and this time with no time left on the clock, I ended up picking the ball off. So this game's going into overtime, and last time I won the toss to go into overtime, but this time I didn't win the toss. I always pick tails, just because I don't know. I've always picked tails my whole life. So I end up kicking it off to him, and all he needs to do, if he scores a touchdown, then the game's over. The reason why I called this should have gone for it was because I think normally when getting that tying touchdown, I wouldn't want to leave it up to overtime and basically the coin toss to he throws another bomb there, and I'm glad they didn't reward him with all those bombs. They gave him one bomb and that was it, and that's the way it should be. Even with Megatron, make him win the game. Don't have him just keep throwing bombs all day. But anyways, normally I don't like the coin toss deciding what's going to happen in overtime. So in the future I probably would go for it. Like if I get the tying touchdown and there's another stop screen right there, he loses yards on the screen pass, which is what I appreciate, but he converts the fourth here. But anyways, I don't, I would probably go for it on if I try to go for the 2-point conversion instead of leaving it up to overtime, because a guy as good as this guy, I mean, he's really good. His offense was really good, even though I did stop him a couple of times in the second half. In fact, he didn't even score in the whole second half. Still, his offense was good enough to to get him all the way down the field here, and he's taking a lot of time off the clock, and he's going for it on 4th downs and whatnot. So it was really hard. I mean, it's 3rd and 1 right here. I stuffed this, and now he could just go for field goal, but he ends up going for it on 4th. He gets that catch there. They give him the first. I'm not so sure I like that spot, but he ends up just running it in, and that's it. So this game's over, and he wins in overtime. It was a tough one. Close games are always tough to lose, but it's gonna happen. So again, he had about the same user points as me, so it was a tough loss. I don't mind losing to competitive players, because I'm not gonna win every game. But thanks for watching, and there's more videos coming.